Hey, this is Mutsa Badri, and today's video I want to dedicate to children eating food while on device. And I'm going to share this video in three parts. Basically, the first part I want to talk about what is the pros when children eat food while on device. Why do they do that? Why do parents allow that? So I'm going to talk about what is the benefits for parents. Second, what is the cons for the kids? Why is it harming the kids while they eat on device? While having a device in their hand, they are eating food. And last but not least, I'll tell you three ways that you can get your child to eat without device. What should I do? So in the beginning, let's start with the first point, where why do parents really give their children device? And basically this topic came about while I was traveling last month, and I saw a lot of children on device and parents are feeding them, and the child is on a tab playing games. And I even kind of spoke to the parent that, why is the child not eating by his hand? And then the parent is like, oh, because he's on device. And I'm like, why don't you take the device? And there was no response. And not just, I see this also in restaurants, hotels, when we go, that parents are literally feeding their children while the child is on a mobile phone watching YouTube or some cartoons and distracted. Now, for the parent, the first point is, the kid is eating without a fuss, so it's very beneficial. It's a pro for the parent that, you just feed the kid and there is no fuss and there is no drama or yelling or crying, and the child just eats food. The second benefit is they eat without spoiling or dirtying their clothes or the environment, right? For the parent's perspective, if I understand that if you give the child the device and you're just feeding the child, so there's no, the child is not spilling, the child is not making a mess while eating food. And the third benefit for the parents is you save time, right? It's a quick thing. And I understand when sometimes mothers need to get this thing done and they have to feed and they have to do other things, and so it's really tiresome when you sit and try to get the child to eat food by his or her own hand, and you're wasting time and it's a mess, and then the child is making a fuss. So it's really convenient to give a device to the child and just let the child get distracted and feed the child food. Let's talk about three negative points here. What is the con for the child? The first negative is the child has no clue how much the child is eating and what the child is eating. So basically, if you have to ask the child what the child ate, he might not even know, or how much the child ate. So the parent decides how much is enough and how much he or she should be fed, and they're just feeding them till the point they think, oh, they ate correct or they ate enough. The second con is they are not even chewing or tasting their food. Neither is it digesting properly. So they're just gobbling down, they don't have time to chew, they even don't know what food, they're so distracted in their device that they're just given morsels of food and they're just swallowing it down their throat and filling up their stomach, probably not even chewing enough for the digestion to take place and the nutrients to be absorbed by the body. So honestly, I feel, is there even any benefit for the child to eat the way the child is being fed the food? And the last one is, it's really harming their health and their growth with respect to food. Like they have no connection, or they have no relationship with the food that they're eating, and it's just filling up their stomach. And when the child grows up from like a 3-4 age to a 9, 10, 11, 12, then we see that the child does not even like or enjoy food and becomes more and more fussier, is not able to kind of eat food by themselves, or they have no clue about hunger, they're very erratic in their food habits, which leads to more illness. So what do we do? Now, from my perspective, the first point that we need to decide, which I did for my children at a young age, is you have to have a thumb rule in the house that no device while eating. Whether you go out, whether you are at home, and honestly it starts from home, right? Like the child grows up and sees that people are on television while eating food. It's automatic that if he's not interested in what's going on in the television, the adults are watching, the child gets in on a mobile or a tab or something else, and he just gets busy, and then everybody's eating food while on device. So the first thing that you have to do is eliminate devices, every device on the mobile or tab or TV. No screen while eating food. I mean, at home if it starts, you will be able to develop that habit with your child when they go out. So if you're not watching, you're really there with the child, and the child is able to kind of look at the food and really decide and make a morsel and then eat. The second is eat with your own hands. Let the child, even if there is no device, I see a lot of times mothers, parents are feeding their children because of the lack of, oh, he will not understand, or he will spoil, or clothes and I have to clean, and there will be all food all over the place. That's crazy, right? That's like, I won't allow my child to walk because my child can fall down and get hurt, and then I have to take the child to the hospital. You will not do that, right? You will allow your child to fall and get hurt, and that's how they're going to learn. So while eating food, you need to let them make a mess. They need to make a mess. That's part of the learning process, and you need to teach them, right? While they make a mess, you need to teach them, and it takes time. That is where the problem is. I don't have time. Father doesn't have time. Mother doesn't have time. Quick, put a device. Get it done so that food thing is done and the child goes to sleep, and then I can go back, do whatever I need to do. So you need to let the child eat with his or her own hands. And I think the age starts at 2.5, 3 years is perfect for the child to start touching food, eating food, making morsels, putting it in his or her mouth. And the last one is you need to let them make their own eating choices. So for example, I've seen a lot of parents go kind of crazy that no, my child at this age has to eat this much. They have to drink 1 glass of milk. They have to eat 2 chapatis. They have to have a morsel of rice. I don't think so. We as adults also have our own kind of wants and dislikes and likes, and we sometimes eat more, we sometimes eat less. So I think the child needs to decide at a particular point that, okay, if the child feels I'm full, then that's fine. And also the child needs to decide whether the child wants to eat or not. Like sometimes you might put some food and they might say, I don't want to eat. In my house, I say, okay, fine, don't eat. This is the food. And that takes time and energy from parents to train children in order that, okay, you know what, you don't want to eat this food. I'm going to make you pizza, I'm going to order from outside, so eat whatever you want to eat, and they go crazy anal trying to kind of feed their children some sort of food. So please don't do that. Let your child decide, and if your child does not want to eat home cooked food, then let them stay hungry. And that's okay, that's absolutely fine. Even if your child sleeps hungry one night, I know parents will make a lot of fuss, grandparents like, how can you allow the child to sleep hungry? And I've gone through the same issues in my own house with my own kids. And believe me, when they go to sleep and they know there is no option but to eat the food that is served, then they start relating, and then they start accepting, and then they even start eating and enjoying the food. Yes, sometimes if you have to order, or sometimes once a month, occasionally, that's fine if they don't want to eat the food that is cooked. But apart from that, let them make the choices. Let them eat whatever they want to eat, how much they want to eat. If in my house, my son and daughter say, they eat a little bit and they say like, I don't want to eat. That's okay. That's your choice. You want to really train your kids with respect to food so that they are growing up having a good relationship. They are able to choose. They are able to eat. They are able to understand I'm full, or I'm not full, or I'm hungry, or I want to eat, or how much I want to eat and when I want to eat. So I hope this video helps you. First of all, eliminate devices absolutely when your child is eating. And I see this device epidemic with teens, also with adults. I have seen teenagers having headphones and having tabs and mobile, and they're literally on looking at their phones or devices, and they're not even looking at their food, and they're just eating, and then the bowl is empty and they're like, okay, I'm done, and they move off. So we really need to be conscious about this food habit, and from childhood, let's develop this habit to let the child not eat with a device, and that has to start with our own homes. So I hope this video helps all of you parents out there who are afraid, who have your own agendas, and who think devices help you get easily away from trying to feed or train your child. I hope you understand and start doing this as soon as possible. If your child is already addicted to watching a device, then obviously it will take some time. The child will throw tantrums, he will do all sorts of drama, he will want the food, he will want the device, or unless he will not eat, you will have to put up with that for a couple of days till the point the child really understands that I'm not getting the device while eating food, and that starts with you. So I hope all of you parents be more alive and fearless in training your children when it comes to food habits. And if you have any questions regarding this video or the content, please post it below the video. Share this with any parent that you feel is going through the same issues and are really addicting their children with device. It will definitely help them and the child. Stay alive, stay fearless, dream big, stay strong, and I'll see you soon in the next Alive and Fearless video.